The most disruptive tech is SpaceX. SpaceX is displacing NASA for bringing private satellites into space. They're privatizing the orbits around the Earth. This is a big advance over the government activities. In fintech, most disruptive one is aggregated tokens, such as the Amazon Pay token that aggregates MasterCard, Visa, bank accounts, debit cards, whatever you want. So now you use a single token for your transaction, and you define after the purchase whether that transaction is assigned to your MasterCard or your bank account or some other function. Aggregated tokens are very useful in that in mobile fintech, to offer a MasterCard or Visa, you have to be certified by MasterCard, by Visa, by American, by all the banks, by everybody out there. And there are thousands of banks in America, which is one problem with NFC, is that there are so many competing standards and competitors that they're having a problem. So the aggregated token takes you around this. And that token was only developed in the past year. Now we're seeing it with Libra at Facebook. We're seeing it with the token out of Amazon Pay. This is very disruptive. I think this is the future, is tokenization. For the average person, it'll, rather than carrying a lot of cards, you'll have an application. That application will predefine your payment methods, and you'll be able to define those methods very easily, either before the transaction or after the transaction. This is very novel. Secondly, tokenization allows the movement of money through the financial barriers that exist today, the float, the banks, the transactions, everything else. I just sent $30,000 this morning to a company in Europe via TransferWise, which uses a token similar to the JP Morgan token, which was just announced only 6 months ago with PayPal. So PayPal is tokenizing transactions, Amazon Pay is, Facebook is. This is a big advance that's going on right now. So the tokenization brings the benefit that there is no float. The money arrives in the bank within, as fast as a blockchain can stamp it, within minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and that money is then withdrawn and can be used by the person that took my money this morning that's out spending it right now as we're talking. That's a very difficult choice, and that's something that depends upon the individual. I believe in sharing as much as you can, as often as you can, as opposed to keeping it secret. If you share, other people will hear about what you're discussing. If you share, you establish a prior art for your technology too. The more people that can validate that you share this idea with them, the more strength you have against people that will steal your idea. But if you keep your idea hidden and close to your chest, and somebody else comes up with a similar idea, or they read your notes, or they steal your phone, then they're out there promoting the idea and you've lost all your rights. So I'm a big believer, and as I mentioned in the previous presentation, at Samsung, one of the first questions they asked is, do you have any patents, and how many patents do you have? Because they want to assess the value of my company, and they want to assess whether I'm infringing upon some patent that they hold in their extensive portfolio but haven't activated, or if it's new technology. So, so my belief is share all you can as fast as you can, because everything moves past you. It's like a wind, it'll just blow past you, and by the time you're making noise, you're now saying, but that was my idea that's out there. You don't want to be that person. They can experience the dynamic relationship between the venture capitalists, the institutions here of higher learning, Stanford, Berkeley, so many universities here. There's a huge number of people in the valley here, both local and are migrating through the valley, that are very technical, very engineering, very entrepreneurial. So to have a wealth of a large number of people available, a lot of investors available, and a lot of universities that are supporting your technology, and the ease to access all of them is a big benefit to being in Silicon Valley. I recommend that people follow their dreams. 20 years ago, you would develop a technology and you would just move in that direction. Now, people have a choice. Do they want to work for a company that supplies products to the military, or do they want to work for a company that supplies products to homeless people? Do you want to work for a charitable organization? Do you want your technology to help in micro lending around the world for small people borrowing $10, $20, $30, which isn't going to be profitable, but do you want to be involved with that? Or do you want to be involved with SpaceX and launch your satellites into the space?